And this is what it's designed for. Power, power. Oh, gosh. Hang on to it. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's bad. There. Oh, that's bad. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Wreckfest. I am your host with the most, TheChronicToast, and today we're going to continue our career playthrough in the Challengers section of the game. Last session, we just got ourselves a killer BS, which was fantastic. By doing the challenge down here, we have not unlocked any additional challenges, and today we are diving into the mid-size massacre for race events, which is pretty awesome, demolition racing. Make no mistake about it, mid-sized cars are versatile as they are agile, but still pack enough punch for some serious vehicular punishment. Expect a real demolition racing carnage when they attack both sandpit and speedway tracks in a classic back-to-back fashion. Now we're going to dive on in here. Our current vehicle is not eligible. We have 4 options. Now we've seen the Rocket, which is the vehicle that most people start with. We've even seen the TriStar, which is one of the first ones that people end up buying. And yes, last session we did go forward with the Sweeper. This time around, we're going to be dealing with a DLC associated vehicle from the season pass, as it were. And this is going to be the Razor. This car looks fantastic. It basically is a 90s style Need for Speed, underground racing sort of thing. I've kitted it out here in the pink and yellow. I think it looks fantastic. And the car is really, really handles well. Acceleration 7.4, top speed 4.0. It's not that fast, so you do have to change up your gearing a little bit to see how it goes. The cornering is amazing, but kind of going in for a break and then trying to throttle out, it doesn't always handle quite the way that you'd expect, but it's all right. And quite frankly, I love the look of it, so we're going to go with that today. Now, we are racing here in our first race on the SANDSTONE Raceway short route reverse, mostly gravel, so that will help us a little bit with our ability to break out that back end and try to drift around these corners, but we don't have a huge amount of, structure. It's 4.0, which is a lot, but still, if we're not careful, especially on realistic settings here for damage, we're going to easily lose some wheels, or the wheels themselves are going to be shifted out of position and really mess up and upset the handling on this car. But we are, again, max B-class rating, 234. And you can see here we do have some C-class cars that we're going up against as well. If you see here, we do have a Sweeper at 204 rating. We have another Sweeper at 204 rating. And we have I Dream in Meme and another Razor just like us at 227. They're going to be a tough nut to crack if we are not careful. We do have some competition. Now, going over to options, making sure that is currently set up to realistic, we'll dive on into the race and make sure that our difficulty settings are where we found some pretty nice sweet spots so far. Difficulty is going to be half off, half an expert on the AI, and the tune on this car is mostly stiff. That way we do have a little bit of ability to turn, more so for tarmac tracks, not so much for gravel. And the gear ratio is very, very short. I want to make sure that we are in the higher end of the RPMs to get this car to turn. Differential is mostly locked, and the rear brake balance is, of course, as it almost always is, toward the rear so that we can brake going through the corners if we need to. Oh, man, you can hear that. You can hear the turbo whining. It looks good. It feels good. Dare I say it, it tastes good if that was a thing to be concerned about. We're on the outside here, so not fantastic. Again, we are not going to be just following on cars through. We're not going to use cars to be our brake pad. Just because, in most of your banger racing, for those that have been watching the series, we've talked about it a little bit before as well. They don't really allow that sort of stuff until you get into the higher tier pro and world championships style events. So we're just going to not do that if we can help it. I don't want to be, that driver that just drives through everybody. But because of some good maneuverability there and some situations the AI left open for us, we had a good opportunity here, and now we are coming up on trying to track down this car up there. Syntax, it looks like, SNTX. And, of course, we got Gutser F1. We've seen them before in previous race series behind us. And Syntax with this car up there is really doing good. Honestly, I'm very, very impressed. That is a car that we'll take a look. Oh, gosh, Gutser living up to the name. Yeah, hello. And, of course, back there in fourth is Mrs. Average Man. Now, that's a pretty awesome name. It doesn't really say much about the driver, is my guess, because they're doing relatively well. But just the play on words and stuff like that is pretty awesome. Now, again, we are trying to get this car to turn. Gutzar is all over us. Holy wow, Gutzar. Take a chill pill. I mean, I guess it's a race. Just trying not to spin us out. A little bit of air. Get the car to slide. Pivot around the corner. Watch out for that wall. Feather the throttle. Here we go. Power down. Syntax is gone. Absolutely gone. Now, again, throttle control is all down to us on this particular situation, so we're going to just hammer it down. There we go. Gutzar is trying to catch up there. It looks like Telemath is coming on up, pivoting to the side there. You can hear that turbo just kicking in as we just absolutely try to find any power we can here. I really love the way this car drifts, just based on the setup alone. You can usually get that back end to hook up, and you feel like you've got a pretty good control going around the corners. Now, that being said, I am not an expert at it by no means. I have put some hours into this car, but not enough to be really, really good with it. And as we're overrunning some of these outer ridges out here and all these outer bumps, words are hard. And yeah. So, it's all part of the fun, all part of the adventure. And the big thing with this is you want to keep the power down. You want to get this car into a corner, into a drift, and a line, and just go with it. Because it will hold that line through the corner relatively well. And we gapped Gutzar by at least 5 seconds, but Syntax up there, we just couldn't quite catch. 49.834 for our lap time there. And the question is, where's Syntax? Syntax is in a rocket. Ladies and gents, that's the very first vehicle you would get. And they were only 1 second slower than us for their fastest lap. But consistency-wise, again, the rocket is a solid vehicle, and you get it for free. And again, you can take that vehicle through all the tiers, C-Class, B-Class, A-Class, right on through, and you can do fantastic with it. So we finished there. In terms of vehicles, we're talking all the way back to 11th place for the next 200-plus rated car. So just because you've got good car rating does not mean that you're just going to walk all over everybody. Mrs. Averageman was back there with a C-Class 112. Our car is more than twice the rating of that car, and they still finished 4th. And they had a pretty decent race. So there's a lot to this stuff that, you can't easily go and deal with. We got a derby sign for the Rammer RS, which is pretty darn cool. Got that nice, fantastic shark fin sign that says Wreckham. Here we go into race number 2 in Big Valley Speedway Inner Oval. So this will be a tight race, and it's something that we might not do so well, and it really depends on how the other vehicles are currently set up. We are 20 points back from Syntax, so if you see there by about 4 or 5 rating, the points start to really fall off, and we really have to be careful, especially if you get into the second half of the pack. You're just losing a lot of points on the leaders. Make sure that the settings are over there on realistic. Always got to check that because every now and then the game will revert that back if the game is updated between the time that you've played. So Big Valley Speedway, you can see up there. I'm trying to think of what that 22 car looks like. It reminds me of the Fair Lady S that you see like on the Mighty Car Mod show and stuff like that, which I think, oh gosh, someone out there, if you know what the actual car is, it's a Nissan 240Z, I think, possibly. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are and what that vehicle is. It looks really, really cool. All the vehicles that have the driver's seat, the cockpit, as it were, depending where you are in the world, it's called different things. Situated closer to the rear wheels, it's always a lot of fun to drive. Now, I haven't driven that car specifically, but I've driven a few cars of that style. And the weight transfer, just a normal everyday driving, is odd compared to a normal vehicle where you're a bit more centrally focused. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Our difficulty in the tune is currently set up to where it needs to be. So let's set it out and find out. Oh, man, sounds so good. Again, we're mid-pack. We're going to get down to the bottom side, but you got to be careful. You can't hug this wall too close. There are tire stacks that do stick out. Now, again, we're trying not to get in here and turn people and wreck people. We do want to get to the point where we can tap that brake, get this thing into a drift, and look at that. It's just so controlled. It is so consistent, and it looks so good. Tap the brake, punch the throttle, feather the throttle a little bit there. There we go. Not too shabby. We got Exile and Dachshund up here. Not really sure. We haven't seen them too much there, but Dachshund is the one that has that 240Z style vehicle. It just looks so good. We have gotten that second place there. Again, they can potentially overcome us here, but, we took their line, and it's all right. That's a really big jump up there. We're going to try a little bit of a higher line now that we don't have traffic, kind of diming the corners. Correction, going for more of a traditional Apex, we go on in just based on throttle alone. The Exile has that vehicle right there set up really, really well. I think that might be a Killer BS, if I recall. Needless to say, it looks good. It looks good. Oh, man. Oh, we want to get on the underside of Ice Tracks there. They're not doing so good. They have lost the left front wheel. They got into the wall somewhere hard. Here we go. We're finishing up. Yeah, we have gapped. We have put 3 seconds on Dachshund. We are doing well. We just got to try to get around to Exile. We're going into the last lap here. We have lap traffic, so it's possible. I'm going to try to get on the inside here. Again, they're pulling away with that higher line. It's just not quite working. We're going to try to just double down and going on the inside if we can, and maybe the lap traffic will help. It's just not quite enough. We almost got there going into that last corner, but we did finish second, and that's okay. 16.640 seconds, and that was the fastest time. The Exile's up there in a 197 rated Boomer, which is pretty all right. That's a pretty good car for some of these tracks like this with the big sweeping energy flowing corners. This is an oval, but it's the same principle wherever you go. Now let's see, where is I Dream and Meme is doing really good. That's a really, really well-paced position for that car. I think they started relatively farther back. Syntax is in a Rocket 177, a little further back. They lost some points. We probably are in the lead right now based on where we finished. Let's go take a look at the standings. We got some large side pipes for the wingman. That'll look really cool on that car. That's absolutely would. Oh, man. So let's take a look at the standings. We are in first place with a 2-2 finish. We are only 20 points ahead of Syntax and Gutser, it looks like. And believe it or not, the Exile with a first place finish, having finished very nearly in the back, is only 39 points behind us. So that is not too far off. And there's a gaggle of individuals here. Mrs. Average Man, Sinister, Totoro, which is awesome. And again, the really high, powerful cars, I Dream Machine, they finished well, but they finished dead last the first time around. So we have 2 races left to go. Unless we do something really catastrophic, we just have to keep on our toes and we'll be all right. Now, going into Boulder Bank Circuit Short Course Reverse, this is a crossover, as you can see. Our car is going to handle this okay. The big giant dog leg, I think it is, once you go through, right here, you can see it, you hang that right-hand side. That's going to be difficult. That's going to be something that we have to work through, but I think we will be all right. Now, we do have the car here in 4.0. We need a little bit more top-end speed, so we're going to bump it up here, 1 to a gear ratio in between short and standard. That is going to slow down our ability based on RPMs to get through the middle of the corner, but we need it for some of the high-end sections here to make sure that we don't top out. And we'll see how that really affects. Now, again, coming up here, we don't want to run through people. Always got to watch for those rocks on the inside there. They will kick your car up, and you will go for a barrel roll. Come on, Gutser. Man, you're just all over me, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Private Dragon, have a good one there. You keep Gutser back there for me. Holy, wow. Let me tell you what. Gutser, yeah, really should be a rival right off the bat. And that's another feature, if anyone's out there watching from Bugbear Entertainment, I think it'd be pretty cool if rivals, especially on these series of race series here where you've got more races in a series with the same names and AI, it'd be cool if that rival really kind of stuck around race to race and you had to watch out for him. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, man, Sinister up here almost getting run off the road. Now, we are a little bit faster. We do have the ability to get going here. We've got that 5.3 top end, and here it is. Unfortunately, Recon A also has some good solid speed, and we got to watch out here. Car is wallowing a little bit. We want to get onto the brakes a little bit. Going through the right-hand corner, we made a meal of that. Not super ideal. And we are in 6th place with 2 laps to go as soon as we cross the line. Dachshund, who is catching up points-wise, is in 1st place. Onto the brakes, pump, and feather. Here we go. Oh, that was Dachshund, I think. I Dream Machine. Oh, and who's that? And Syntax. All getting in all sorts of accidents. And suddenly, just like that, we are in 4th place here. And I Dream Machine is pretty darn close. 227 rated, and they're in 1st place in the same vehicle we are. So depending on how they've got that car situated and set up, they are going to be very, very difficult for us in particular to catch, unless they make a mistake. Oh, man. Like that, we made a mistake. That was icky. Not good. Not good. We are at least 4 seconds away from the Syntax, and they are a weaker car. Their top end is probably going to suffer just a little bit. Always got to watch out for those crossovers. If we're not careful, we are going to get taken out and finish way back in the pack. Now we're going to get on the brakes here and try to not cut this corner a little too early. We cut it a little bit too wide, trying to find the best spot for that apex on that corner. Still haven't quite figured it out. I have not raced this track in reverse that often. Here we go, and brakes, brakes, brakes. We don't want to cut too early. There we go, power, power, power. If you can get the nice drift that, you can really get this car to just swing through those areas really, really well. And it's just gorgeous. But, man, if you're not careful, it doesn't work out that fantastic. So Dachshund did not wreck, it looks like. They are right up here. Oh, man, and that beautiful, beautiful car. Looks like they took a huge hit. We are in 4th place. I'm not quite sure who's in 3rd, or who's in 2nd, I should say. Now, we're not trying to take Dachshund on the outside, but we are trying to do an over or the under. They're getting a little bit sideways. Oh, man, they kicked it a little bit too much. Rakan A is up here in 2nd place. I'm trying to think of what that vehicle is. It doesn't quite ring a bell. I'm trying to think. I think I've got it in my garage. But either way, here we go. Drift, drift, drift. And again, put the nose into the wall. Lost 3 damage points there. We messed it up. But 3rd place finish, if we can take it, I'll be okay with that. That's all right. I Dream, Meme, and Rakan, good solid finish. I Dream is creeping up in the points, but because we finished in the top 5, 3rd place as it were, the points difference they could have caught up was not so good. So Rakan is in a sweeper. 200 series cars up here, taking the podium positions. So, yeah, this threw me for a loop. I've never seen the hood exhaust on that with the straight pipes. So we're going to hit that continue button there. There we go. Street Pistons for the Killer BS, which is awesome because we don't have anything else unlocked for that vehicle just yet. Let's take a look at the standings. We are sitting here with 230 with one more race to go. We are 40 points. So basically that means we have to finish in 3rd or less, and Syntax has to finish in 4th for them to tie. I Dream, Meme is getting closer, but unless we do something really, really bad, they're not going to be able to take over. But I Dream, Meme, and Gutser are in a good situation. Even Exile, technically, can potentially win if we are at the back of the pack. So we just got to keep an eye on that. Again, the options are still such a realistic. Every now and then the game switches it up. We are in a figure 8 here, so this is going to be very, very dangerous. This crossover is going to be frequent, and it's going to be violent when it happens. And so if we are not careful, bad things are going to happen. So again, the tune is still good. We're going to bump that back down to where it was. There we go, onto the short. Difficulty still looks good, and here it is. 6 laps, anything can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle on up tight. It's going to be a wild ride. Hopefully, we come out on top. I would like the podium at the end of the day. So we're just going to hang out here. Again, I'm not going to try to door slam people too much. I'm not going to try to get in there and wreck quarter panels. I want to try to get on the inside of iDream Machine. Oh, man. My intention is not to drive through people or use them as brakes. If we can get a drift going, that'd be fantastic. Docs and Syntax, myself, man, these AI are doing really, really good. A little switch over there. We always got to watch out for those big, giant tractor tires there on the inside. Oh, looking back, we missed our chance. There they are. iDream Machine saying hello. Finding our quarter panel there, just behind the passenger side door. Ick, ick, ick. But we are up front now. We can use the throttle a little bit to try to start drifting around. But if we're not careful, just like that, we're going to start running into lap traffic. It's going to throw off our mojo. It's going to be bad. And any little bit of a tap, we could lose a wheel, and that's it. Your race is effectively done. And we have 40 points to kill if we decide to finish poorly. So I would like to stay in first place. I think we can definitely do it. We've got the car for it. This is what it was designed for, a big, giant Drift King. As long as we can not get wrecked over in the T-Bone, I think we'll be okay, even with mediocre driving. Gutser definitely could catch up to us. They're aggressive enough, but we'll see. Oh, man, there it is. Syntax. Oh, buddy. Well, we've got a third of our bonus there. It's all right. I'd like to just kind of race as clean as we can. But again, ladies and gentlemen, with 2 laps left to go, with the throttle there, I do not need to run into Dachshund. Watch out for those tires on the inside. Here we go. This is basically, it's a drifting style car. And this is what it's designed for. Power, power. Oh, gosh. Hang on to it. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Ladies and gentlemen, The back end of this car basically disappeared. Power, power, power. Hit the brakes. Get around these peeps. Oh, man, we are so lucky to not have lost that rear wheel. Oh, my goodness. Golly gee whiz. Holy wah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We have to reset. We have to get through. There's second place. Just like that on the last lap. Georgian, whoever you are, you just took out. You just took out second place. Now let's just not get wrecked. Here we go. There it is. Oh, my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, talk about pancake status. Oh, boy. Whew, 23.9 seconds. Basically about a second and a quarter faster than the fastest car that we ran into up there. And that's not too surprising. Again, this vehicle was designed for that style of track and racing. Just consistent, smooth drifts through corners that you can hold, which is pretty awesome. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're taking first place. We have won this situation there, which is awesome. No bonus targets. That's all right. Not a big deal. But that worked out well. And now you can see we've got some other awesome things unlocked. European Tours, War Wagons looks like an absolute blast. And an 8-race series and a 6-race series. I'm absolutely liking what I'm seeing. So the question is, what do we want to go on for a challenge here? I want to try something that we could possibly win something on. So a school bus looks like a lot of fun. And the super van is back, and it's time for payback. Oh, man. Well, let's try it, ladies and gents. We're going to go for it. I think we're the super van. I think that's what we're dealing with here. So fingers crossed. Are we the car? We're the bus. Oh man, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Bus is burning out. That's a little that's a little hopeful. I think we need to wreck at least 8 opponents. It says that'll be all right. I think we can definitely make that work. We've got the hit points for it. We've got the durability, I should say. Yeah, bus peeling out. That's very, very hopeful. Is my guess. Maybe if you just kind of crank it and did that, I could see that. We are all very, very slow. I'm hoping we can get enough speed and separation. We can catch some of these super vans in the crossback. Basically, do some head-ons. Realistic damage-wise, that is going to be very painful, I think, for a lot of these vehicles. But we can probably handle it, is my guess. Crash out? We didn't wreck them. Let's see. We might not actually need to finish first. I think we just need to wreck vehicles. That's all right. Oh, head-ons are definitely not going to be enough. So there's one. We got one, and it took most of our health. There's another one. That one didn't do too bad. So glancing blows are going to be all right. So again, we just got to try to get them on the head-ons. We're running out of laps is what it is. Wait, wreck 8 opponents. Did we not wreck them? We'll go around this way. Maybe we'll get lucky. Possible. Ladies and gents, I'm a little confused. We're not doing that great. Especially on realistic damage. That's very, very surprising to me, actually. Wreck 8 opponents. Target achieved? Maybe it's just not counting down for us. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's counting down for us. That's all right. We're just going to keep wrecking them just to make sure. Because you never know. You never know with super vans. All right, Pete, you're almost done, buddy. There it is. There's someone that's almost done. Crankster. That's a good name. Challenge success. Huh. Oh, we lost the left front wheel. All the super vans. Icky, icky. Not ideal. We still have a lot of durability, a lot of hit points as it were. So we just got to basically finish this out without losing another right front wheel, because that would be the end of our particular, yeah, that would be the end of our particular race, I think. So I'm not going to worry about smashing other vehicles. If it happens, it happens. I'm just going to try to complete the laps. And I think we'll have gotten ourselves a bus at that point. We don't want to roll over either. That would be bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, how did you approach this particular mission? Did you get it done quicker? Did you do it a bit more ingenious way? Did you stop the bus sideways on the track and let the AI do the work for you? Post it down in the comment section down below how you have gone about solving this particular challenge, and let me know. Right now, we're just trying to finish this particular lap, and then we can hopefully get on to some bigger and better and crazier things. Look at all these super vans. I'm trying to think of just how many have actually been wrecked. There's got to at least be maybe only 8, maybe 9 super vans left alive. Oh gosh, this thing will not turn. No surprise. There it is. There we go. There's Aztez walking on by. Looks like they did a good job on winning. Not too shabby. But ladies and gents, I'm excited. We're going to get ourselves a bus, which means we're going to have some cool ability to do some demolition derby stuff later on, which should be a lot of fun. Power, power, power. Here we go. Can we get above 75? I doubt it. We're barely going to get above 60. Not even that. But we did manage to finish. We got our target reached. 8 pieces wrecked. That's probably the bus they're going to give us right there. The one that we just got dynamited on. But we did get it, a C-class bus. Not too shabby. Oh, yeah. Nice. And with that, we got 1,010 bonus points total, or career points. We're almost exactly halfway through this entire series of challengers. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this particular episode a close. And we're going to dive into one of these additional series up there on our next episode. So thank you, as always, for the pile of fun that you guys let me have by making these videos and post them up on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. And I look forward to hearing your comments on the gameplay down below. As always, thank you very much for stopping on by, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.